noise you hear wailing in the background is the 2.5 litre four-cylinder engine in the all-new Porsche 718 Cayman S. This is the Porsche you buy if you have a mortgage but still want the duck's nuts of sports cars. At $145,000, that horizontally opposed flat four engine makes this a raw and unrelenting sports car, especially when it's made it to that 7-speed dual clutch automatic gearbox. We're locked into second gear here on this windy road, and the chassis is simply incredible. The communication through the steering is amazing, and the electrically assisted rack is giving us all of the feedback we need to confidently slam down the throttle and pile on speed. Now, when you're done being a hooligan, all you do is you flick this switch across to comfort, and this becomes a totally different car. That 2.5 litre engine that makes 257 kilowatts of power and 420 newton meters of torque starts consuming just 7.4 litres per 100 k's on the combined cycle. And you can drive this car civilly. Speaking of which, this thing comes with all the creature comforts you would expect from a modern car, such as a new infotainment system with satellite navigation and also Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, although they are optional. It does have a cracking stereo, Bluetooth connectivity, dual zone climate control, and you even get cup holders for cups. While the reversing camera is optional, you do get rear parking sensors as standard. Options. Now, there is a word you're going to hear a lot from your Porsche dealer. And this thing is loaded with them. But you'd never be able to tell because there's almost as many blank buttons down here as there are functional ones. At $170,000, this thing's actually loaded with some pretty cool options. These include things like the mechanical locking rear differential package. You get torque vectoring. That will help this car glide through corners and stick to the road. You also get a sports exhaust system and Sport Chrono, which adds that really cool clock there. It reduces the 0 to 100 time from 4.4 seconds to 4.2 seconds. And it also includes this secret button right here. It's called Sports Response. Press that and it gives you 20 seconds worth of extra fun. It basically builds boost pressure so you have immediate throttle response. It sharpens the throttle and also dials back the gears. So all you have to do is press it, nail it, and away it goes. I'd also be getting those Carrera S wheels with the satin finish. They look absolutely amazing. Then there's the Bose sound system. It is a cracker. Plenty of bass and lots of treble. It is a really good unit. And finally, this GT steering wheel, which comes with heating. There's a button hidden just behind the wheel there. In front of you, you have a giant tachometer. You've got speed over to the left as an analog gauge, but it also comes in a digital readout, which is really handy stuff. Over to the right, there's an LCD screen that displays things like your boost pressure, oil temperature, and all the critical functions that make this thing go fast. So surely a tiny little sports car like this would be compromised in terms of storage. Well, no, actually. In here, you've got a space to store your wallet, keys, and other odds and ends. There's also a cavity for coins. You've got a generously sized glove box, door pockets, plus 2 cubby holes with sliding lids behind the driver and front passenger. There's also this storage up the front, 150 litres, and it is a massive deep cavity. In fact, it's big enough to store a full-size suitcase. And the fun continues around the back, where there's yet another boot. 275 litres. It sits just behind the engine, which is neatly tucked away under there. As you can see, that is one stunning looking car, and that engine gels beautifully with the chassis to deliver performance that you're going to find hard to match in this price bracket. While the Cayman is great in so many ways, let's look at the things that aren't that great, and I'm going to start with this. It's the key. It looks fantastic, but I still need this to manually enter and start the car. Passive entry is optional. That thing is worth $170,000 with the options that it has, and that's before on-road costs. It doesn't even have stuff like autonomous emergency braking, which is standard on some cars worth 1/10 of its price. Then there's the noise. It's very different from the flat six that we know and love from Porsche, so I think it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to. But I don't care. This is a sublime sports car. This is a true Porsche. And this is me leaving you to do some more driving.